This is Skull Babylon. Going through the portal. Going through the Stargate. Once again. Friends, allies, seekers, shifters. I need your help. We need your help. As a lot of you know, this whole ParadigmShiftCentral.com project has been going on for a while, and the main objective is to bring more consciousness into this world. And in addition to a lot of the videos, and in addition to a lot of the movies, there's also the weekly radio show that we have every week. That's an opportunity for us to use as something that we can share, to invite more people to be inspired, to get access to information that is going to help shift their paradigm, and also as an invitation for them to be involved with this global paradigm shift project that is happening all over the world through the individual communities that are popping up, and through the individuals who are taking action where they are to connect with others, to be able to find others within the matrix, to help everyone wake up. Well, there's been some recent developments, and this is where I need to address it with you. You see, Facebook is not necessarily our best friend, and if you look at the numbers on the page for Paradigm Shift Radio, you'll see that there's about 6,000 people, and as of recently, Facebook implemented a new system within its algorithm that definitely prevents and retards the amount of people who are receiving updates about Paradigm Shift Radio. So if you actually look within here, you might not be able to see it due to the resolution, but out of the 6,000 people who are in the page, the last several posts, less than 2% of them receive actual updates about information that is happening through the event. And the most recent posts have not even been updated with stats. So because of this is where I want to be able to remind you as to how you can help. One of the best ways that you can help is that every time that we have a radio show, I need you guys to help me in being able to invite others. So first thing I want you to be able to do, right here where it says likes, I want you to be able to click on get notifications. And then if you really want to take this a step further to make sure that you are not missing anything, click add to interest list. And then from there you can create a new list. And then from there, this little thing will pop up, Paradigm Shift Radio, click next, choose list name, you can call it Paradigm Shifty Stuff, or something like that. And from there, you click done, and keep an eye on that list, which is going to appear right down here in the bottom. So you want to be able to click on that, and then that's going to be able to show you some of the updates. So there's no new updates yet since I just created the list, but then from there, obviously it says, so suggested, add me. So you can add me to that list, and then in addition to that, you can add in some of the other stuff. So Paradigm Shift Central, which should appear theoretically, or if not, you can just go to Paradigm Shift Central on Facebook, and again, click the liked, and then click on add to interest list, Paradigm Shifty Stuff, click that, and that's going to help. So the next step, in addition to all that, is being able to invite people to the event pages. So in addition to the promo images, which are incredibly important to reshare on their own, there's also the primary event pages, which are always going to be listed within the info for the promo image. So you can see there's a link right there. So if you click on that, that'll take you into the event page. And this is pretty basic, but I just want to be able to remind you guys that at this point, we cannot depend on Facebook alone to be able to help us get this information out. So we need to be able to manually invite our friends. So inviting friends manually to the event page is one of the most effective ways to immediately get people in sync with what is happening. So obviously you can click on more people there. You guys know how to do that, and so forth. Invite your friends. And then of course the show will go live on Sunday, and you'll be able to find the link right there. So let me just show you a little bit more of the stats, and a big part of this information is coming from a blog post that went up by our friends at Collective Evolution, and I'll include a link for this in the show notes. My good buddy Joe was one of the first to bring this to my attention. But basically the reason why Facebook is doing this and let me just switch over here before I show you that. The reason why Facebook is doing this is because with so much information on the internet these days, they want to be able to monetize people who are profiting off their platform. So rather than just being able to instantly post something and have it sent out to 6,000 of the people who are interested in listening to Paradigm Shift Radio, now they want us to be able to pretty much consistently use their promotion feature, which costs money, in order to be able to reach people. So in order to save the money that we don't really need to spend, this is how we have to get around it. This is the way that we have to literally hack the matrix. This is a way how we have to optimize our efficiency within this system, is to be able to counteract Facebook's lack of ability to get the word out by manually inviting people to the event page. So let me just show you a little bit of the numbers within the Paradigm Shift Radio show, because I want you guys to be aware. I want you guys to be able to see the transparency. So you can see with the recent episodes, live listeners for the last show with Kurt, that was about 140, and then on average haven't had anything above 200 in a little while. Last thing that we had was big was with Laura Eisenhower, and that's understandable. But there was a time when for a good while, and obviously you can see there's quite a few episodes that we've done, where on average, right around this period, on average we were getting shows with more than 200. So you can see, you know, like 250, 400, etc., etc. And then after a while it sort of dropped off. And I think a big part of that had to do with Facebook's algorithms changing over time. So again, I wanted to be able to remind you guys as to how you can help with this, because again, this is me asking for help. I can't do this alone. And the work, the energy that I put into this, a lot of you might be kind of curious, like, is this something I'm profiting off of? Is this a job? Like, this is not a job. This is a duty. This is something that I have to do. And I want you to be able to ask yourself, what is it that you can do? And if there is something that you can do, then question, is it something you have to do? Because if you choose not to do it, and you notice afterwards that there's a part of you that says, you know, I felt like I could have done a little bit more, yet for some reason I didn't, then maybe next time, try doing it. And stick with that consistency, knowing that each time we share the show, each time that we get it out there, the whole point is to be able to change the lives of the people who are tuning in, who are hearing about this, whose lives are being inspired by the fact that a community like Paradigm Shift exists, by the fact that people such as myself, such as you, are actively engaged with wanting to change the world. And it creates hope. It really does create hope, knowing that there are people out there who are working together cooperatively as a community to be able to get more people awake within this matrix. So in addition to that, I also want to be able to remind you guys the other ways that you can engage is by using the live chat through the Paradigm Shift Central website. Not too many people have been doing this, and this is something that I think would be really efficient if we were to pick up as a habit. So the main website is always going to be there, and it's always going to be fresh, as much as I can keep it fresh, to keep people in sync. So if somebody lands on the website for the first time, if somebody gets a button for the first time, even if they just watch this one video, Awakening Within the Matrix, that in itself will help plant a major seed. But right here, this little guy in the bottom, this little green thing, that's the live chat. So I want you guys to be able to get into the habit of being able to use the live chat and be able to get in conversation with more people who are visiting the site, who are shifters all across the world, to be able to invite them to feel that this is a welcoming community, because it is a welcoming community. We have some awesome people who are involved with this. So just post there, because right now, the last little while, like, it's mostly, there hasn't been too much activity, and I'd love to see more activity there, and I think it's pretty obvious as to why. And so the more that we can do that, the more dynamic that this community becomes. So those are just some of the simple things that I just wanted to be able to remind you guys as to what we can do to be able to make the most of this opportunity. And the same thing goes with any of the content that's posted up on the Paradigm Shift Central Facebook page as well, the videos and everything. And also for the global shiftivism events and so forth. So let me just double check, make sure there's anything else. So yeah. that's really going to make a difference. Inviting people to the event page is going to make a huge difference for being able to ripple the inspiration behind doing the radio show every week. And again, like, doing the radio show, it is something that I put time into. It is something that I put my heart into, because it is a duty that I have. It is beyond the question as to whether or not I just don't feel like doing it. That's not the point, because I know that even if I touch one single person, if one single person is inspired, then it's worth it. And that's the way we have to look at things. Be very altruistic when it comes to doing this stuff, because yes, it is about your own path, but it is about your path intersecting with the paths of others, as we all continue to climb up this mountain together. So just want to be able to remind you guys of that. And of course, if you do want to be able to directly support the time that goes into the production of the radio show that I do put into this, then one of the ways is being able to use the buttons. So you can order the buttons through the main website. You guys know the links for that, and that does help a little bit. The monthly website cost for the blog talk, the live chat, and the main website comes out to about $75. So buttons, ordering buttons does help supply that, and also more button orders means that more buttons can be given away for free to other people. And the buttons, of course, so you're not only giving, but you're also receiving. So it's this very healthy, cyclical, like dyadic cyclone that we are creating that is sustainable and going to be able to continue to grow the community. Because in addition to being able to do the online stuff, asking how can we extend our reaches through the online stuff, and of course just simply reshare the images, reshare the promo images, re-upload them to your page, post them and tag people in them, invite people to the event page, get creative. I want to be able to be impressed by what people are doing in terms of putting the effort into getting this show out there, because this is not just my project, this is our project. And I think a lot of you who have been involved with this, and a lot of you who may be new to this, you're beginning to see that. And this is making a big difference. And last night I was kind of reminded of that when we had our regular Paradigm Shift London meeting. And there are two girls who saw our work on the internet and traveled 6 hours to come to one of our open-minded discussion and meditation circles. And it meant a lot for them to be there. And they were really inspired by what they had experienced that night. So I want more people to be able to be equally as inspired. And again, think about starting up a Paradigm Shift community where you are. It is very, very incredibly amazing to be able to do. And if you have the shift buttons, that's going to be able to help create the formidable foundations that you can build a community upon. So that's all I really have to say for now, and I look forward to doing another show for you this week, and to be able to do one next week and the week after and the week after, because these shows, these episodes, they are not just there for our entertainment, they're there for our ongoing documentation of our story as spiritual beings in human forms. So be excited, get pumped, get stoked, get psyched, because there's a lot of awesome stuff that is still ahead, and there's a big, amazing amount of opportunity and potential that is within our grasp, that is within the future, that already exists. So like I've said before, see that, know that it exists, align with it, and then take the actions to bring yourself into that future over time, knowing that that future exists, knowing that you are already connected with people in your community, knowing that you are already more of who you are. Bring yourself into that reality, experience that reality, awaken within the matrix. The matrix is real, and equally so, we are all the one. So the infinity within me sees, honors, and respects the infinity within you. So Skull Babylon, rebirth from within, signing out. Until next time, see you in the future.